Yes guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome to the George Benson football channel. I'm filming in the sun. It's been a beautiful day. It's been a beautiful weekend. Manchester City won, Chelsea won. It was almost beautiful, wasn't it? Apart from the inevitable. Rodri scoring a deflected goal, being pocketed by Conor Gallagher for the whole game, yet everyone's still there talking about bloody Rodri. Man City won, Chelsea won. City had won 11 matches in a row in the build-up to this game. Chelsea, off the back of 2 straight 3-1 victories, go to the Etihad, and we put in a performance once again that we should absolutely be very proud of as fans. Pochettino should also be proud of his players, but we're going to talk about some of his decisions that I think, again, just show that maybe there's a lot of work that still needs to be done from him. This sun is so blinding right now, but we've got to make do with what we got here. It's been a long week, guys, but make sure you're subscribed to the George Benson football channel. We're back now with daily videos. I've been away this week for my girlfriend's birthday. This game was a game that you look at Erling Haaland, you look at the chances that this bloke had, and you look at the record that he's got, and you're probably sitting there thinking, well, yeah, Chelsea on any other day could have been beaten 3-1, 4-1, and in the build-up to this game, you're thinking, well, we can't really expect to go to the Etihad and expect anything other than a loss. If you're going to the Etihad, you don't expect to win, particularly a young team like Chelsea's, a team that is still clearly finding its feet in transition. Haaland was missing sitter after sitter after sitter, but on the same token, Chelsea were missing sitters as well, which is not a surprise to you. It's not a surprise to me. We are absolutely used to seeing Chelsea in really good positions and atrocious finishing. Nicholas Jackson's chance in particular in the first half, and then you had Raheem Sterling, who was basically one-on-one, brilliant ball over the top, clip from Enzo Fernandez. And Sterling is almost thinking like, am I still a Man City player? Shouldn't I go backwards? But we take the lead. Sterling's goal is a magnificent goal, brilliant counter-attacking, fluid football from Chelsea. Nicholas Jackson with an inch-perfect assist, and Raheem Sterling puts the ball in the back of the net. Chelsea go in at half-time with a 1-goal lead at the Etihad. Then what do we see in that second half? Pressure, pressure, pressure. You fully expect it. When Man City are at home, you expect it, whether you're winning, drawing, losing, whatever it may be, City are going to bombard you. Lo and behold, they did, to a point where in the end it takes a deflected goal from Rodri to get them a point. And I think overall, we've got to be happy with this. I know that there is, and we're going to discuss this in a moment when we talk about Pochettino and the substitutions in particular, but there's definitely a world here where Chelsea get a win. Chelsea played so well, and we begin, box number 1 is a blue box for Axel Disasi. It comes to like redemption arcs. This guy is doing absolutely everything to very quickly become one of my favourite players in this Chelsea team and squad, and I'm sure a lot of you guys as well. When we saw that phenomenal celebration away at Crystal Palace in the 90th minute on Monday night, when he's jumping literally 5 rows back into the crowd, it was sensational. That is endearing to the Chelsea fans. That's the kind of passion and connection building that we want to see from our players with the club right now, and it's been a tumultuous, tricky period. And then yesterday, I think it was 16 clearances total, which is absolutely sensational numbers for a defender. When we're thinking about Thiago Silva, we know that he's getting on. We know that that is a massive pair of shoes to fill in that Chelsea defence when it comes to leadership and obvious inevitable quality. But Axel Disasi is very quickly here during this period in February, very quickly endearing to me, and I'm sure a lot of you guys as well. And the performances are absolutely fantastic. I thought he was absolutely monumental at the back for Chelsea, as was Malo Gusto. Now, Malo Gusto, I'm telling you, this bloke is potentially going to keep Reece James out of the team. Now, I know that's a weird thing to say because on his day, I think Reece James is the best right back in the world. He's also Chelsea's captain. But how do you take Malo Gusto out of this Chelsea team with the way that he's playing at the moment? Defensively yesterday, that's the second time this season that Jeremy Doku has ended up going back with a Chelsea player in his pocket, mate. Reece James at Stamford Bridge in the 4-4. And Malo yesterday at the Etihad pocketed Jeremy Doku when it isn't always the attacking stuff. We've seen Gusto come up, I think it's like 6 or 7 assists this season already. It's not just the going forward, it's the defensive work as well. This guy is 20 years old. When you look at that Chelsea backline, there are 2 20-year-olds in our back 4 yesterday. We have got a really, really bright future with some of these players. I thought Malo was equally as good as Axel Disasi, but I've given Disasi the blue because I feel as though it's just been one of those weeks for him where he's been absolutely massive. Box number 3 is a green for Raheem Sterling. A lot of people, myself included, when I saw that he was starting and Christopher Nkunku was on the bench, I'm thinking to myself, I don't know what's happened here. Maybe there's a little falling out happening between Pochettino and Nkunku. Is Christopher Nkunku still not fit enough? Like, how long is it going to be until Nkunku is fit enough and ready to play? Sterling comes back into the team, and as much as I don't think he was brilliant, he scores the goal. It's a beautiful finish, and it was a really, really good, fluid Chelsea move. And I think when you've been out, and obviously Pochettino has had him on the bench, and you're an inspirational, older member of the squad, it's not easy to be left out, particularly when he's obviously wanting to really kick on in the second half of the season because he wants to make the Euro squad in the summer. I don't think he's going to make it, but when he's given the opportunity, he showed up. And as much as I still think he could have had another one at least, which you'd want to see him doing better with the finishing compared to what we saw, Raheem Sterling does get himself a green. It's a yellow, box number 4, for Christopher Nkunku. Because as much as I love Nkunku, and I really think he could be a massive player for Chelsea, I think the way that we've marketed Nkunku this season, the fact that he's been out injured for so long, I think we have created this false sense of, well, Christopher Nkunku is a world-class player. He is. He's going to come straight into this Chelsea team and he's going to do this, he's going to do that, we're going to be this, we're going to be that, we're not this, and now we're that. Christopher Nkunku isn't really it right now. And I'm not writing him off. I'm not saying that I don't think he's a great player. And I do think Pochettino maybe is right to be taking his time, slowly easing him into the Chelsea team, be that off the bench, not necessarily from the start at the moment. And I think in terms of the lineup and the way that we managed the game, particularly in that first half, I think it's a massive credit to Pochettino for doing what he did. But with Nkunku, I need to see more. I want to see more. And he's severely lacking sharpness, I think, at this point, and we need to see him improve. Box number 5 is a green box for Levi Colwill. It's a massive opportunity once again for him. Badiashile is injured. Thiago Silva is injured. Chalobah not really favoured, coming in off the bench yesterday. Levi Colwill was also massive. Axel Disasi will obviously get most of the plaudits. But again yesterday, Colwill playing in that left centre-back position. There's a lot of talk at the moment, rumours about Matson's probably going to be leaving in the summer. Could Chilwell or Cucurella, one of those, also be sold? I'm hoping that isn't going to be the case to then see Levi Colwill continuously used as a left-back, because when he is that centre-back on that left side, he's absolutely brilliant. And I thought he was fantastic yesterday. Box number 6 is a yellow for Pochettino. It's a yellow because it's not atrocious, and it would be all too easy to just see another really positive result, because this 1-1 draw, as much as I feel like we should have won, could have won, I'm going to say that it's a yellow because the substitutions simply invited pressure. I know when you go to the Etihad, you don't expect an expansive, end-to-end flowing game of football because you're going to get dominated. City are going to have the ball. They're going to be going forward. They're going to be peppering your goal. But Pochettino invited all of this onto ourselves. All of the substitutions were defence-minded substitutions. Yeah, you're winning 1-0, and obviously you want to see the game out. But at the same time, there were absolutely moments in this game towards the end of that second half where Man City were counterable. If we had someone like Madueke, Mudryk, who could have come on and used that pace, I think we could have hurt Man City again more yesterday. And instead, every single substitution was about, we did not expect to be here after 75, 80 minutes and be 1-0 up at the Etihad. We panicked, made too many defensive substitutions when actually we were doing fine. We didn't need to do that. It's a yellow, not a red, because I think the lineup was bold and it worked. So credit to Pochettino for that. I'm not going to sit here and bash him too much, but my opinion is, and it's an interesting one because we have to remember that Man City do this to everybody at the Etihad. You don't have the ball, you're going to get bombarded. They've got world-class players, they're the treble winners. Of course, that's going to happen. But don't invite it on even more when we were actually doing good. Have a plan to be in the unknown territory, the uncharted territory. We could have won that game yesterday. Maybe we should have done. But it's another positive. We get the draw, and this is a big, big week coming up now. Liverpool at Wembley, Carabao Cup final. I'm going to see you guys every day, at least once this week on the channel. And make sure you're also subscribed to the vlog channel because there are new videos dropping every Sunday, including today. So the link to that is in the description. It's also a card on the screen. Come on, you Blues.